All right, let's go. It's game time. Today is April 16th, 2022, and it's Saturday, the day for the inaugural game of USFL. Today's game is going to feature the New Jersey Generals as they march down to Birmingham, Alabama to take on the home field favorite, Birmingham Stallions. Should be exciting. Stick around with me to see what we're going to preview today. We will also, for the first time on this show, give you guys our best bets and best picks for today's game between the Stallions and the Generals. This is Common Sense Bets, and I am J.K. Wilson, and thank you for joining my channel. If you're new to this channel, please look down below, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, as I am a young channel, and I'm on my way to 1,000 subscribers. So if you like the content of my videos, please help a brother out. Give me a little like and give me a subscribe as we venture into this sports betting world. All right, like I said earlier in the video, we will take a look at these teams, break down their coaching staffs, break down some of their roster, and break down a little bit of their offense and defense. And as I said, we will look at some of our betting odds and picks for the days. Not much to pick from one game, but we'll look at that later in the video. Right now, though, we want to go ahead and take a look at each team and their coaching staff. All right, guys, let's start off with the New Jersey Generals. I got it up here on my computer, and looks like they got a pretty solid staff. We will compare all 8 teams to this staff, but we're going to start off with these Generals. And as head coach is the one and only Mike Riley. You guys may remember him from coaching stops in the NFL with the San Diego Chargers, as well as my New Orleans Saints. Some college stops that he had as well was Oregon State, Nebraska, USC, Whitworth. I'm not quite certain what college that is, probably Division II or Division III, California, and Linfield, as well as Northern Colorado. He has been affiliated with several leagues, namely the CFL with the Winnipeg team there, the WLAF with the San Antonio team, and then the XFL with the Seattle operation there. He has a pretty good staff with him. We'll take a look at Mr. Chris Dishman, not Chris Dishman, who used to play in the NFL, but Chris Dishman, no H. He is a defensive coordinator as well as a defensive backs coach. Some extensive coaching experience in the NFL as well with the Raiders as well as the Dolphins, Chargers, Cardinals, and several stops in different colleges as well as experience in other leagues as well. We're going to take a look also at Steve Smith. Steve Smith is their offensive coordinator, offensive line coach, has NFL stops in Kansas City as well is my New Orleans Saints. So they got a couple of Saints former coaches on this staff that should assist them. So I'm sure that, seems like a pretty strong coaching staff, on my opinion. But I'm sure they have a big task ahead of them getting this New Jersey Generals teams together. But a few other positions, we won't go into the linebacker coach. That is, I say we won't, but we will. That would be Ken Watson. Wide receivers coach is James Rogers Jr., and we'll top it off with Jay Losey as tight ends and running backs coach. All right, let's continue on by going on the other side of the field with the Birmingham Stallions and their coaching staff. And it's a little bit step up in my opinion as far as the staffs. Let's start off with the head coach, and that will be the one and only Lou Holtz, of whatever famous or infamous memory you have of him. But Lou Holtz is the head coach. He is also the offensive coordinator and QB's coach. Of course, remember Lou Holtz from his time at Notre Dame, but he has many other stops as well in college. Never been an NFL coach, but has done extensive work throughout the college level. And besides Notre Dame there, he's coached, of course, at Florida State, Colorado State, my Louisiana Tech, South Florida, East Carolina, South Carolina, and the University of Connecticut. So pretty extensive travel there for Skip Holtz. He's backed up on defense as a coordinator with John Chavis. Now, people in Louisiana remember that name because John Chavis coached at LSU, the LSU Tigers. He is the defensive coordinator for this team as well as linebackers coach. Other stops in college he had was at Arkansas, Tennessee, and Texas A&M, as well as Alabama State and Alabama A&M. So he's got some good work there with a pretty good career as well. We'll go ahead and finish up with the Stallions. Other position coaches, that'll be Corey Chamberlain at defensive backs coach, Jonathan Heimbach as on the offensive line, Bill Johnson on the defensive line. Mike Jones is the wide receiver coach, and we ended up with Larry Kirksey, the running back coach. And when we compare the two coaching staffs, of course, we got some big name splash on the Birmingham Stallion side. We got a little, recognition here on the New Jersey General side. But number one edge in this game so far today would be Birmingham Stallions, just based upon the coaching staff. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is the second edge that I feel that may be available in today's game to try to get a betting line for later in the show when we make our pick. The second thing I looked at was location. Location. And, of course, Birmingham, Alabama is the site of today's game. New Jersey has to travel pretty far to get down there. So just the change of pace alone should kind of cause a little bit of wrinkle in their daily routine that they've just gotten adjusted to. And, of course, Birmingham is right there. Now, I know all teams have been housed in the same area. Everybody's playing the same team, not really a bubble, but everybody in the same community. So people have kind of been in Birmingham for a while. However, who the fans are going to cheer for? They're going to cheer for the Birmingham Stallions. And I'm sure a lot more of those people who like the Stallions will travel to today's game. Maybe a couple of New Jersey General people can make it down to the game, but overall, I do expect the crowd to be in favor of the home field team, and that is the Birmingham Stallions. So the second edge in today's contest, again, goes to the Birmingham Stallions. Now let's discuss the third edge I'm going to look at today. And if you guys haven't, please preview my rankings and the rules videos that I have posted earlier before this video that kind of outlines not only the rules of USFL, but the most important thing, my rankings, which breaks down the strengths of each team. So if you haven't saw that video, please go into the library, take a look at that, and get updated on the rankings so that way you can understand that when it comes down to the rosters, it's really a clear difference. In my rankings video, I talked about the 4 tiers I find with only 8 teams, but 4 tiers within this league. We won't go into those rankings right now, but we are looking at one team that I have in pretty much the second tier to the top, or could be the top team, facing a team that I have in the bottom tier. So when it comes to just looking at the roster and overall breakdowns of the rankings that I gave out on my earlier video, that edge would undoubtedly have to go again to the Birmingham Stallions, who has a far better roster, in my opinion, compared to that of the New Jersey Generals. But we shall see tonight, right? Because it's all on the field. At the end of the day, it comes down to the players on the field. And numbers and whoever is coaching you doesn't really matter if you have it in your mind to win. But once again, I'll go with the Birmingham Stallions as far as roster, and that will be 3 edges so far to the Birmingham Stallions, 0 for the New Jersey Generals. Please remember, if you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button down below, as we are a small channel and we're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. If you are already part of this channel and you're part of the Common Sense Soldiers, please remember to hit that like button down below as well and help us continue in our process. All right, guys, let's go ahead on and get to the part that I think everybody's been waiting on. I won't bore you with all of my rankings. I won't go into breaking down individual players on the team because I did that in my rankings video. Please take a look at that video. Update yourself on the different rankings, especially for today's teams. And with that said, let's go ahead on and get into our picks. Okay, we're going to do a video later on about responsible and safe betting practices, as well as what I do here on Common Sense Bets and how I make my picks. We won't do that in today's video. Look forward to that video coming out in the next few days. We're going to go ahead on and focus on today's game. And right now upon my computer here, I have DraftKings and I also have FanDuel up. I've looked on about 6 sports books that are available here in Louisiana. Caesars, as of right now, does not carry the USFL, but I'm sure they're going to jump on the bandwagon soon. I didn't check this morning, so that's as of yesterday. I didn't see anything on Caesars, BetMGM, or Barstool. But I could be wrong this morning. It could be there for today's game, or maybe I just missed it. But I did find it on FanDuel and on DraftKings, which I'm on right now. And as I looked at these lines throughout the week, they definitely are moving. New Jersey Generals are currently the underdog in today's game, which is not a surprise based upon my analysis thus far. And we're looking at the Stallions as the favorite at -3. Now, yesterday, that line was down to a -2.5, and earlier a -2. And I believe it opened up, if I remember right, at a -1.5. So the Stallions have pretty much consistently been a favorite up until this game. But today is game day, and that line has moved a little bit from a -1.5 to what is currently here on DraftKings at a -3 at a -110 value. The money line for today's game is a little juicy when it comes to the Stallions because they are the favorite. The Stallions are sitting at a -150, and that would bring the Generals in at a +130. So you're getting $1.30 there if you go ahead and put your money down on the underdog. And who knows what can happen? It's a new league. I mean, that's a good value play. I'm not going to make it because I don't believe that the Generals are going to win. But, I mean, could be wrong, right? At best, I'm 50-50, no matter what the analysis says. So that +130 is a good value. If you're looking at the money line, you just want to put it down on the Stallions for a sure thing. You're paying a lot of juice there at a -150, but I think you'll be all right. Over and under. At present is a over 41 or under 41 points. And I'm going to go back to my notes I had in earlier when I was looking at this game this week. Earlier in the week, that over-under was sitting at 42.5. So there again, the line has changed. It has moved down. Both of them are carrying a -110 value right there. So, I mean, either way, the thing is, do you believe these two teams, unknown teams, can score over 41 points? Or if you got it early at the 42.5, 43 points, or not? So, personally, myself, I think with too many unknown factors, I have no knowledge of playing or over-under. I don't expect much defense, but then again, I don't know if the offenses are going to gel that well just yet to generate 20-some-odd points apiece for them to reach that. So right now, I'm going to fade that right now and stay away from it. And I would advise the same thing for you. Remember, Common Sense Bets is all about making responsible choices. So today's game has too many unknown factors. If you want to splash some money down on it, you can. But please make certain you're using only small amounts because the unknown factors, you don't want to go out and put $500 down simply because you feel like the Birmingham Stallions, being the home favorite, is going to win. Have a little fun with today's game. If you want to sprinkle a little bit on it, Sprinkle a couple of dollars. Put $5 down on the game. And we'll talk about betting size, betting units, when to bet and how to bet the common sense way in later videos. But as of today, we're going to end this video with our pick, our first official pick. And I am going to put a few dollars down on this, which I actually have already, because I took the Birmingham Stallions earlier in the week at -2. As I said before, it was -2.5 yesterday, and as of right now, it's a -3. However, that -110 value is pretty good. So, I mean, sprinkle a few dollars down. I feel like Birmingham will win. I'm betting that they'll win by 3 points or more at the -3. If you got it at the hook at -2.5, that's even good. And it's playable right now at the -3. So take a little bit money, sprinkle down if you want. As I said, you can go ahead and go with the underdogs and get equal value on the spread at +3. Or you can really go for it a little bit and sprinkle some money down on that +130 money line for the New Jersey Generals. So that's our pick for today. Birmingham Stallions -2.5 on the spread, and we see how things go. This is Common Sense Bets, and I am J.K. Wilson. And we'll see you on our next video where we go over the games for tomorrow's slate with the USFL on Sunday, April the 17th. Until then, peace out.